Evening, everyone. It's me, Bruins from Middle. And training camp with the Boston Bruins right around the corner. I think it starts either tomorrow or next week. And I worked on a bunch of players that I'll be looking forward to this training camp and just the season in general. So first off, Trent Frederick had an amazing season last year. Played center, 82 games played, so played the entire season for the Bruins. 18 goals, 22 assists for 40 points. Not much to say. I just can't wait for him to become even better and better because he is still pretty young. He's only played like 4 or 5 seasons for the Boston Bruins, and other than that, I love Trent Frederick. Just he will become such an amazing star. Honestly, I can see if he works hard enough, he'll make an All Star team. Next up, we got Johnny Beecher. Uh, Last season played with the Bruins for Boston and in the AHL in Providence, but this is his Bruins stats. Plays center, 52 games played, 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 points. Not bad, not amazing, but he is still pretty young. Um, I could see if he develops properly, he could become a next first like he could become like next David Krejci, honestly. Next up, Mason Lohrei played in Boston, played half the year in Boston, half the year in Providence. 41 games played. He plays defense. 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. Honestly, that's pretty solid for him. As a defenseman, they're not really known to score. They're just playing defense and trying to get the puck and pucks and deep, all that good shit. And he will, as I said before, all these guys will probably develop into amazing players. I mean, some of them are kind of old. Like I'll get to that later, but most of these players are young and they'll develop amazingly. I can see hints of Zdeno Chara and Mason Lohrei. Not a lot, but hints of it. Defensive defenseman can lock it down, and he was pretty decent in the playoffs. Like honestly, above average. I'd rather him than like Grizzly or Forbert in the playoffs. And you know, on a side note, as much as Grizzly sucked last year, I will miss. I'm still gonna miss him. Because he used to be good, but in a way, I won't miss him because he sucked last year, and Derek Forbert too. Think he's still on the team though, but I know I'm not gonna cover him because like he's actually a pylon on the ice. Next up, we got Max Jones. Last season, he played for the Anaheim Ducks. Plays left wing, 52 games played, 5 goals, 10 assists, 15 points. It's whatever. Depth scoring, as I said before. He could be like a 20 point, 20, 25 point season for him. He could play the third, fourth line with Trent Frederick, and yeah, not much, just not a lot to say about him. Next up, our two big dogs we acquired in free agency: Elias Lindholm and Nikita Zadorov. Let's start with Elias Lindholm. Played in Calgary and Vancouver last season. Plays center. 75 games played, 15 goals, 29 assists for 44 points. And finally, we have a first line center. No disrespect to Charlie Cole or Paul Zaka. Where's it, Jet? Yeah, Zaka. It's just the thing is, Elias Lindholm is better than both of them, and I love Charlie Coyle. One of my top 5 favorite Bruins right now, currently, who is playing for the Bruins. But it's a lie. Like Elias Lindholm is honestly, I think he's better. He's just better. He's more reliable. That's the word. Way more reliable. But I think we're paying him what, 5 million, and is that worth it? Honestly, I think so. But I guess we just have to wait and see. And next up, we got Nikita Zadorov. Played for both Calgary and Vancouver last season. Plays the defense in 75 games played. 6 goals, 14 assists for 20 points. And, I think we're paying Zadorov like 7.7 something $1 million for a couple years. For something years, I don't know, forget. Um, and is it worth it? I mean, he's going to be first pairing with McAvoy. But is it going to be worth it? We'll just have to wait and see. I think it's worth it because Nikita Zadorov, one of the only Canucks I liked last year, and we'll just have to wait and see if it's worth it. Next up, we got Matthew Poitras. I can see hints of Bergie in him. Patrice, he might be honestly. He's not. No one is ever going to replace Patrice Bergeron on the Bruins, but I can see hints of Bergie in him. He plays center. He only played 33 games with the Bruins because he had a season-ending surgery. I'm pretty sure. I know he's going to be back, so I'm really pumped. 33 games played, 5 goals, 10 assists, 15 points. If I'm doing my math correctly, he was on pace for around 30 points. And tragic that he only played like a third of the season or something like that. But this guy, he will undoubtedly be a first line center, face of the franchise kind of center, and I cannot wait. Hinterberg, as I said before, I cannot wait. Next up, we got Parker Wotherspoon. A lot of people say Witherspoon. It's kind of annoying. It is Wotherspoon. like I know some of the commentators when watching like the Bruins play, they say Witherspoon, even though there is no I, it's W, it's an O, so it's just Wotherspoon. But Parker Wotherspoon played for Boston, plays defense, 41 games played, 0 goals, 8 assists for 8 points. Honestly, he might get scratched a lot considering there are probably better defensemen on the team, but he can play like bottom pair minutes, and he doesn't need to be scoring all that. He doesn't even get assists. All he got to do is play defense, and he's doing his job as a bottom pairing. And he was pretty good. He was decent for us last year, and there's nowhere to go but up with him. Next up, we got Andrew Peak. We acquired him from Columbus, and I only have him here because he kind of had a crap couple games with us. Plays defense. In 15 games played, 0 goals, 2 assists for 2 points. I mean, 2 assists in 2 games. It's okay for a defenseman. And I think Wotherspoon and Peak, that will be the bottom defensive pair for Boston. And you know, they're just playing defense. They're not really trying to score or get assists. They're just playing defense, and I think that's a pretty good bottom defensive pair in the league. Honestly, in my opinion, Bruins have the best defense in the league. But yeah, nothing special by Andrew Peak. I only have him here because he came to us in the trade deadline, only played 15 games for us, and yeah. Next up, we have Mark Kostelic, played in Ottawa last season. Plays center. He could be third line center. 63 games played, 5 goals, 5 assists for 10 points. Depth scorer, as I said before, a lot of these guys. We got him the haul for Olmark, so pretty much trade him. We got Mark Kostelic, Jonas Corposal, and I think the 25th overall pick for. We got those guys, and we got release Olmark. Is it worth it? Absolutely not, because we haven't signed Swayman yet. But Marcus Stelic, he can play depth line minutes, third, fourth line. Um he can win draws, all the good stuff, and can't wait. Next up we got Fabian Lysel. He's been called up from Providence a couple times. He's been an assistant captain once. Like I've seen a photo of him wearing the A, and I do not remember that at all for some reason. And that was I think in the 2022-2023 season where he wore the A and was called up. And for some reason I do not remember that game. Probably didn't watch it, but it's just weird how Fabian Lysel was an assistant captain for one game. Anyways, plays right wing in Providence. He got 56 games played, 15 goals. What does that say? Something I can't read that for some reason. Something assists. Hey, he had 15 points. I mean, 50 points in 56 games is really good, but and the AHL is a very different league. But honestly, Fabian Lysel, he's born like '03, so he's still very young. So I could he will become pretty decent, pretty good for Boston if he develops really well. I'm stuttering a lot. Oh my gosh. And I'm excited because Eel's still pretty young, a lot of potential. I can see it. And our last two guys on my board, we got Alec Reguglia and Riley Tufte. Let's start with Riley Tufte first. Played in Colorado, the Colorado AHL team. It's like this. I think it's like the Spring Eagles or something like that. Doesn't matter. Um, he plays left wing. 60 games played in the AHL. 23 goals. 22 assists for 45 points. Um, I don't really have any strong opinions about him. Yeah, not a lot. I could see him developing to a pretty decent left winger. Third, fourth liner. I'm not educated enough about really Tufte, or the AHL. And lastly, let's go Alec Reguglia. It's been the Bruins organization area Bruins farm team system whatever for a bit. Providence plays defense, 55 games played, 4 goals, 22 assists for 26 points. That is really solid for a defenseman, and I'm excited honestly for Alec Reguglia if he gets called up and if he makes a permanent roster spot because this guy will be honestly, mark my words, this guy will be a really good defenseman in the league. Will he be an all-star? Probably not, but he'll be a really key factor, like a defensive pairing kind of guy. And yeah, that's the video. If you enjoyed it, remember subscribe, and if you didn't enjoy it, unsubscribe, dislike. And yeah, I don't know why the comments are still turned off my videos. It's like YouTube thinks I'm like a baby, like I'm 12 years old, even though I'm not. But remember, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe, all the good stuff. I'll see you guys after my next video. Peace.